Guys, we fucked up.
Oh, man. We fucked up?
Yeah. We lied to every last one of our viewers. Yes. This is the Is for Fun. This is the Is for Fun podcast. A podcast that is for fun. And last time we said that was the last episode we were going to film because of the holiday season, but we didn't know. It turns out we fucking lied. We're actually filming another one. This may be the last episode before the holiday season because some Fabio's going away. It's Fabio's fault.
Everything's Fabio's fault.
And Sam and I might film some, but we don't know yet. Otherwise, if you feel that there's a gap, then it might happen. We also might bring Fabio on Discord or like on fucking a computer screen. We haven't worked workshopped that yet. But we are here for one more week at least for the Is for Fun podcast, and we'll be back. We might take a couple week break. We don't know yet. I am your host, Tommy.
That was... You said so many of the same things over and
I know.
over again.
I totally know I did. I'm a few beers deep now because we filmed one before this, and now we're filming a second one.
I'm Sam. Dude, it's one of my favorite things for when you look at me expecting me to introduce myself to just not.
Is that funny for you? Because it really fucking sticks a dildo up my ass.
If there's anything I love is sticking a dildo up
Like,
my
all you
ass,
have to
dude.
do is just, like, intro yourself, and we can
it's
just
the
get going.
easiest thing ever.
We can just get going.
But
We
we can also
just
just
sit there.
get going without me introducing myself.
That's like fucking
So
Fabio.
you.
That's like Fabio. You guys really bring this down because Fabio edited one podcast and he's like, yeah, there was this moment where there was awkward silence, but I actually just left it in there because I thought it was funny. And not only did I leave it in there, but I extended the awkward silence to even longer because not that it's funny, it's just because I thought it was funny. I being Fabio. I'm speaking as Fabio right now.
There's little things when we
And I'm like, why? You're just hurting us.
I think,
man.
dude,
I mean,
no, Fabio, I support your decisions. Here's the thing. If you think it's funny, fuck it. Go for it, dude.
No, I'm honestly just slamming Fabio. Actually, I'm cool with this.
no, okay, so no, like I understand, like
Well, now I need to trust you. Fuck.
like someone who like if you're not editing
Dude,
it,
just spit it out already.
or
Come
if
on.
you're not like in the loop, like I understand it's not, it's awkward, it's not funny.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it funny for me, like knowing that it's gonna be so weird. That's why I'm not like doing that as much anymore. And like I feel like we
Anytime you stutter now, it's just funnier to me.
Oh.
we want to get to like a certain threshold before we get back to that shit. Because
Yeah,
I would
the
like to
weird, the weird humor stuff.
I would like to get back to that weird like.
Well,
The last time I really did that was in the Discord, the last Discord, episode 20. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. We brought the Godfather crew back on.
The original starting crew.
starting crew back
Believe it or
on.
not, it was
Yo,
more
geez.
than just us three.
Yeah, and there was certain parts to where like there was some weird silence, just because Discord is weird, and we also we hadn't talked to each other as a whole group in so long. And there's just certain points to where I just added extra time to to those weird silences, and I was like dying laughing, just absolutely cracking up, being like, "This is so funny, but only for me ever." Like,
Oh, hey, buddy.
Oh,
hey,
you were so good.
walking on in here. All
You were
right.
so good for so long.
point number.
That-
oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just no. You can do point number 2. That's fine.
Point number 2. I'm Fabio. And also, never introduced myself.
You fucking guy.
Oh, it's so
Very good.
What I was gonna say is that's that.
Did you actually have something to go on? You just want to introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Fabio. That's my point.
Oh my
No, that's an
fucking
interesting
God.
thing with like humor, especially in like an editing, like mind frame, is that it's not like you're live just saying jokes like winging it and stuff. You have time to sit there and think about like how does this be funny?
Yeah.
And something that could be like totally funny to you just because you're on the inside and stuff. But like if you think about it from an outside viewer, they just don't understand.
Yeah.
I've noticed that from like editing videos and stuff that you're like, oh man, I think that's really funny, but it's only funny because we talked about that one thing 2 weeks before we filmed that one thing, so it doesn't make any sense anymore. Like bringing an inside joke to a podcast doesn't make sense. Not
even so much like an inside joke, but stuff that you do, like you're talking about, like extending the silences and all that kind of thing. I think it's an interesting experiment because doing that sort of thing, yeah, of course, it caters to your humor because you're the one doing it and you do it because you think it's funny. But if other people like that, even when they're not necessarily in on it, and it kind of just like hits somebody in a special way, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Because it's okay, that person gets it. Because they're not like, might not necessarily be like in on it, but they like, it hits them in the kind of the similar way that it hits you. And that way your senses of humor kind of line up, and it hits that like kind of magical equilibrium to where...
But I think
you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that was weird. A weird way to put it.
I know what you're saying. It's like when you say a joke and then somebody else that's not on like that, not like somebody else gets it. It's awesome. That's all you're saying.
But the person that gets it has to be like in on it, especially like for
sometimes.
To get it fully, I guess.
I think Fabio's adding extra pauses into an already long pause isn't necessarily. You can't really. I don't think anybody could get that except for Fabio.
unless yeah. No one. That's the thing is like for that specific joke or whatever that funny part, like no one could really get it unless I don't remember if I did this or not, but if you like hear a loop of like a certain sound or something, I don't know if I did it with like a loop of like and then into the so I was anyway. So that would be a funny thing to do without having to necessarily explain it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know if that's what I did. I don't remember. But like if I did it to where it was I just made it longer silence. That's funny for me and funny for anyone that knows like specific like that's where the extra silence is.
But
that's
nobody
funny.
knows.
But no,
listening.
yeah,
not even we would know. Real talk.
Yeah. Like you'd have to.
I think that translates better with video than audio.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Because you're emphasizing like a weird moment. So you emphasize a weird moment and then you pause it and then you like throw text up and you're like, oh, this fucking pause, man, is like long. It's way better than just adding an extra pause into the audio and being like, it's coming. It's coming.
See, but
why is this like, let me check my watch?
There's something funny about that too, though. Towards like
I think it depends. I think
it's like The Office. You're sitting there and you're feeling like awkward. It's like, oh, this shit's kind of weird, but like I know something's gonna happen, and then but it's like it's kind of a similar branch of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's funnier for a different reason. Like the person listening to it is like are they like did it end? Are they gonna keep on going? And then they like laugh awkwardly to that pause.
Yeah.
Not knowing that it is a fabricated pause. But for me, I'm laughing at like this was such a weird pause for us. Let me heighten that for myself. Like like that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it just depends on how you do it and your audience and how they take it and stuff. And
well, I think in general you got to like sprinkle your own level of humor into things just to see if people relate to it.
Oh, that's the only way I survive editing any of our content. That's how I gauge. Like we generally go for a comedic route. So when I'm making something try to be funny, I'm making it funny for me.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that I'm funny enough that other people will pick up on the humor as well.
Yeah. Well,
so thank God I'm funny.
It's not that they're funny enough. It's just that they appreciate your kind of funny.
Yeah, well,
it's not like a quantity thing.
No, as long as one person gets it, that's not me. Then that's all good.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's hard to gauge that from the outside. I mean, so that's why I think you just gotta go. That's why I don't care that Fabio adds extra pauses because he thinks it's funny. So maybe someone else will too. I just like giving him shit for it on the podcast live, and then he's got to sit there and go and explain himself.
Which I don't know if I left that on for
the audio upload.
The audio, I don't remember. Hey, if you're listening to us on YouTube, we're also on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcast, and Google Play, and all the other ones.
Sick plug. I'm sure someone really enjoyed that one.
I don't know if in episode...
You plugged the shit out of us last episode.
Yeah, but in the intro and outro, not in the middle of it. Like,
I don't remember if
I'm just kidding.
Episode 20... well, anyway. So, but...
I think it is. It's 20 or 20... It's like 20 to 23, somewhere.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But, so, like, can I say... Like, if it is not too much for you guys, like, I think it would be cool if you guys were to, like, I leave, you guys, like, do, you know, podcasts, whatever you guys are feeling.
Oh, you want Sam and I to do one?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it more and more.
Yeah.
Just you
like,
and me riffing?
I mean, like...
We could riff.
We will
Sam
talk
and I
about
could riff.
superheroes.
Yeah, it's gonna be superhero December. That's what we call it, man. We just riff for 4 hours and split it up in parts and do that whole month.
There's a lot to talk about.
But, yeah, like,
Timmy.
it's not...
Come on, puppy dog. Sorry, dog.
Oh, good lord.
Dog clicking.
They're, like...
The lights are cursed tonight.
It's tonight... We've had these lights for, like, what, 2 months, roughly?
And they've been longer than 2 months.
3 months?
They've
4
literally
months?
avoiding them.
They've avoided them. Every day we've recorded, except for today, Hurley busted down that light twice. Until he almost was like getting real shaggedy with it, real close.
Yeah. Dogs on the set. They have to hang out with us. It's like the I don't know.
They do.
I would love to leave them out the room, but then they would scratch at the door and you'd hear that. So the occasional clicks is just part of the charm until they
start clicking and clacking
and die.
But Tommy, I know we had at some point we'd talked about doing our own podcast.
We don't have to have a staff meeting on this.
Yeah, you're right.
It's good we're talking about superheroes because I actually want to segue into some superheroes.
Please do. I would like Superhero December, baby.
Staff meeting? Oh wait, no.
Podcast. I want to talk to you guys about a new movie that's coming out. A new animated Batman. Tilly, are you done?
Oh, is it the? Yeah, I think I know what this is.
It's a new animated Batman movie called Batman Soul of the Dragon. Mm-hmm. Oh, did you see the trailer?
I know what it is.
Okay,
yeah.
welcome. Last podcast we talked about things Fabio didn't know. We're gonna begin again with things Fabio doesn't know as well. It's called Batman Soul of the Dragon.
Batman Soul of the Dragon.
New movie coming out next year, 2021 January. How do I describe it? So, Batman in the beginning, before he's Batman, he's Bruce Wayne, and he grows up into an adult and is like, I'm gonna have a spiritual adventure, and he goes off into Eastern Asia, and he learns martial arts and learns how to fight, and he kind of like trains to be eventually Batman. And this movie kind of begins with that. So he goes off and he finds some dojo to go train at. And at the dojo, there is also 3 other warriors with him. One of them is Lady Shiva, which is a deeper cut comic book character, ninja, martial artist, assassin-esque character. And there's 2 other characters.
And a lady.
That, as far as I'm concerned, aren't normal comic book characters. Maybe they are.
Do you know their names?
No.
Okay.
Are they, though?
I also didn't know when I watched the trailer.
Okay.
I recognize Lady Shiva, but the other ones I
think one's a white dude, one's a black dude, I think.
Yes.
But they're all 4.
I'll look up. Oh, keep talking. Sorry,
all 4 of them are in this dojo training together, and that's where they learn martial arts and stuff. Fast forward, Bruce Wayne goes back to Gotham, becomes Batman, and starts fighting crime as Batman. Ends up having an encounter with one of his cohorts, and they end up uncovering some villain and shit.
So they are both comic book characters.
They're both comic book characters.
One of them is Bronze Tiger, the other one is Richard Dragon, which is a real character.
Fucking Dick Dragon.
Hello, I'm Dick Dragon. I sell real estate. What the fuck am I talking about? Sorry, go ahead.
Anywho, so basically, all 4 of them have to regroup and team up. And they're all just normal people, basically, but Bruce Wayne dresses up as Batman. And they just, like, kind of learn that, oh, you're Batman now. So they all 4 team up, 3 random guys and Batman, to go fight the bad guys. It's basically the premise of this trailer. But the best part, given its name, Soul of the Dragon, is there's a lot of soul in this, because this takes place in the 1970s. Like in the animation movie.
All right.
is 1970.
Imagine Bruce Wayne with a mullet and sideburns.
Yep.
And that's what you get.
Yep.
Oh.
And the black dude totally has like a fro, and he's just talking like a blaxploitation film. Remember we were talking about this earlier?
Yeah.
So he's like, and in the trailer it plays like that generic like 70s soul music and shit and stuff. But it's fucking
that's Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, bro. Fucking copyright.
It's very 70s sounding. What can I say?
yeah. Yeah, so it's Batman in the 70s teaming up and doing kung fu. And so I really hope it really doubles down on those really old, cheesy 70s movies, but just has Batman in it.
That'd be so sweet.
I really hope it does.
I would be super down.
The cars, the clothes, the style of everything, and as far as the music from the trailer, it's all American 1970s.
Oh, that's fucking rad.
It's very cliche. But honestly, that's like kind of cool for a Batman movie. Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's different, but it's also kind of cool.
Wait, it's gonna be a movie or a show?
It's a cartoon.
It's an animated movie.
It's an animated movie. Okay. All right. Yeah, that seems like it'd be more of a movie type scenario. But it would be cool. I mean, it can't happen anymore. But like, that would have been cool if that was one of the. If they had made more Batman movies in the 70s with Adam
West?
West.
Wasn't 50s, 60s?
60s.
Just 60s?
or 60s. Yeah, 60s rather.
Yeah.
But if he was able to carry on through into the 70s and through the 70s, if they did like, don't.
Oh, and all of a sudden like steps up.
And he was like, yeah, and he was like wearing like
extra glitter.
yeah, like glitter and like bell bottom like
bell bottom fucking
Fuck
tight
yeah, bell
jeans.
bottom.
And he's got those
Shit.
boots, the high.
man.
Dude, bell bottoms.
Yeah.
Oh, God, they would have.
And he's like, hey, what's up, sugar?
He just changes characters.
Yeah.
Well, that would be interesting to have like a Batman every decade.
Yeah. What was the time between Batman, Adam West, to the next Batman?
And like Michael Keaton.
Was that Michael
Was it
Keaton was the
Keaton?
next Batman? after
Was there
that?
one in between?
Was there a Batman?
I'm trying to think, dude. I think that was like...
Because
Those were like the
20 years.
biggest ones. Was like Adam West and then Michael. There had to be something in between there. To be fair, the Adam West show ran like a long time.
I can't.
Did it?
I can't look it up.
I think it ran like a pretty long time.
My internet's for some reason being dumb on my laptop, so I have some like topics pulled up, but like.
But that's fucking.
It's kind of cool.
I'm down for that.
I was
kind of-
like, this is weird, and then I was like, oh, this is like 1970s weird, and then I'm like, oh, but it's kind of 1970s cool at the same. Like, I don't know.
It's weird, but like if they really nail it and they really go for it, like they have to go for it, I feel like they can hit a certain stride and make it work.
It doesn't have to be great for me because it's just a Batman anime cartoon. I think it's R-rated too, which is really weird.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
But I just hope it captures that like cheesy 70s charm, but has Batman in it, and it's just cool enough and just like corny enough that it ends up being like a good ride.
Yeah. That'd be fucking sweet.
So according to Wikipedia, reliable source, there was 120 episodes over the course of 3 seasons for the Adam West Batman the Adam West Batman show that ran from 1966 to 1968.
Wait, 3 seasons?
3 seasons over the course of 2 years.
120 episodes?
Wait, 2 years?
In 3
2 years.
seasons. Okay, so that gets like so compressed.
Those are 40 episode seasons in 2 years.
40 episode seasons in 2
Dang,
years.
they just ran that shit.
And honestly, I don't know if there was another like live action Batman thing that was as well received until 1989, which is the Tim Burton Michael Keaton Batman movie. I don't know. I really don't know. Like 20
There
years.
was 20 years without
21 if it was
Look,
1968 to
check it out.
1989, yeah. 21 years.
That was probably the whole age of when comic books were transitioning from from the silver to the gold age. Where came a corn fest, and then
Well,
they're like, let's take it a little bit more seriously.
No, the gold age was like the 40s.
Yeah.
Then it was the silver age, which was like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah,
I
what was
think
that- what was
the
after the
bronze age was... I don't even know if it's called
It
the
goes
bronze.
from gold to bronze.
It's like the modern age? I don't...
Gold, silver.
I hate that
Oh,
terminology.
I thought it was silver, gold, and then.
No, it's gold
Okay.
and silver.
Well-
Silver is my favorite.
Anyway,
I fucking
art
hate
style.
that terminology
Oh,
for
it's
so
comic
weird.
where
books.
it's very white and it's
Yeah. It's
the dot style.
Yeah, I love
the
the
dot
I love
style.
the silver era.
I hate that terminology for it just because I think there's been so much like good to
Well,
happen in all of them. But
yeah,
like, I guess it's like the same as like historically, like the golden age.
But
or
Andy,
whatever,
that stands because Adam West was around during like the Silver Age comic books when it was a lot cornier and there was just stuff going on and no one really cared. And then they revamped everything and they took it a lot more seriously. So it has 10, 20 years around there to develop. And they're also like, oh shit, we can take these characters like a lot more seriously and we can make them do adult things and we don't have to keep them doing kitty shit.
And Tim Burton rolls up.
And then Tim Burton rolls up and is like, oh, let's live action this bad boy. And then they fucking wheel that shit out.
Dude, have you
It's like,
guys
everyone's
seen
like,
that
oh
movie?
my god.
Have you guys seen that movie at all? And if not, in a while?
I have not
long
seen the
ass
Keaton Jack Nicholson movie.
Bro, that movie,
I was a wee boy.
that movie starts out so hilarious. Cause like it's very strange. Cause you see like, I don't know why all those Batman movies from like the 80s and 90s had like he would be like swinging wildly and his belt would buckle and he would like put his shirt on and he'd show his nips and shit. It'd be weird. There would be like these weird suit up scenes. It would show the Batmobile and he would just like zoom out of the Batcave. That's how all of them started. But in this one, it has one of those scenes, I think. But then right after that, it shows like a guy and I can't, he's doing some kind of crime, mugging a lady or something. And it shows Michael Keaton so obviously on a rope with like the stiffest like stick held Batcape wings held up and he's just like this. And he's just like lower, you can see him like kind of jostling a little bit as he's going down and he just stands there and he just does this. It takes him like 3.5 minutes to lower his fucking arms, I swear to God.
Oh, with his cape held up and stuff?
And then the bad guy, he's like, oh, and he's gone. And he's just fucking gone. And it was like the classic
Element
Batman,
of
like, whoop his
surprise,
ass
bro.
shit. It's so stupid, but that movie, like, despite me introing it that way, that movie is actually like a pretty damn decent Batman movie.
Given
It's, like,
time
pretty
and
entertaining.
they're like kind of trying to get
The Corn
kids
Factory, yeah.
to be able to watch it and stuff too. Yeah. That's cool. I actually really want to see that movie because I have not seen it, and maybe I saw it once upon a time when I was like a young boy, but I don't think I ever saw the Jack Nicholson Joker one, which is the first one, right?
That's the same movie, yeah. It's the
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
that I'm
that's-
talking-
yeah.
There is a scene in that movie where Jack Nicholson is like, he becomes the Joker, so he's all like white and he has the green hair and shit, and he's like, he goes to this, it's like a restaurant or something, and he's like doing some kind of crime. I can't remember any of the crimes from this fucking movie, but he's like, he looks normal again, and he looks like Jack Nicholson. You're like, that's fucking weird. What's up? And he's like holding this lady at gunpoint, and he just starts like, I can't remember. He's like saying some shit. He's like monologuing or something. And he starts like laughing, and he takes like this rag out of his coat, and he just starts wiping his face, and like the normal skin tone face paint is coming off, and he has like his Joker skin underneath, and he's just like cackling.
That's
the whole
kinda
and
fucked.
Dude, it fucked me up. Like
That's
I remember
cool.
that
That's
scene
kinda
a lot,
fucking
and I was
awesome.
just like, this is fucking scary, man.
That's kind
That's
of
cool.
So everything about that movie and the movies from that era, roughly, not everything about all the rest of the
Well,
movies.
technically, it's a 4-movie, not trilogy.
Four-movie
Quadrilogy.
technically, they're all connected.
Yeah, they are all the same universe.
But like,
technically.
there's something that oddly like just really works with the Batman. Like if it was done
Careful.
now.
Have you seen them recently?
No, well, I mean like thematically to where it's like comic booky and like
It's
outlandish.
A corn fest. It's outlandish.
But like I feel like if it was done. Hurley, can you?
Yeah, could you get on the couch, but thank you.
Thank you.
He's not gonna be there for. That's not his spot. That's not his spot.
He'll be there
he'll
for
be there.
2
He's gonna be there
minutes.
for like 2 minutes.
He'll be there for a while.
But like if it was done because like Jack Nicholson is Joker, like
What a great cast.
That's so
Amazing
good.
cast.
It's weird, but
amazing,
it works.
amazing cast. Tim Burton as the direct. Are you fucking shitting my dick right now?
Look,
That's
if you need a stylized film,
yeah, like a
Tim Burton.
but like it's like he's so like cartoonish but dark but funny. It's like everything that a comic book should be. But then like if you think of him, he's like, yeah, Batman, of course. Or in the Bat family. Like any even Robin would be like a sweet movie if he directed it. But like if it was done like now, like it was a little more serious, a little more grounded, but still had that like Tim Burton-y like what the fuck. And if Jack Nicholson was that age like today,
Oh, it'd be fucking cool.
that would be
dude.
insane. That'd be an insane
I
movie.
think Tim Burton could do a Harley Quinn solo movie.
He could do
Very
yeah.
That's a good
That's
idea.
a good idea.
I
Just-
think Helena
it's just-
Bonham Carter would be a great Harley Quinn. Genuinely.
Yeah,
I think
like
she would do a
if
really
she
good
was
job.
if she was younger and yeah, no. Yeah, from just sheer acting chops and the stuff she does, I agree.
She's just always in Tim Burton movies.
But just that,
That's
like-
what-
That like twisted dark innocence, but there's actually just like a really actually dark underlying theme, but it's layered by the stylistic.
it's like a little girl
innocence.
comes up to your door offering to sell you cookies, but she's got like a shiv behind her back.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Tim Burton nailed that. Yeah, which is actually a good point for just Batman in general. I think like Tim Burton's not necessarily I mean, nowadays I would say no because I'm into the more serious stuff.
Yeah.
Especially after like Chris Nolan took the reins and stuff and did his whole thing with it and stuff.
Those are good movies.
So it's like it's got to be more it's got to be more believable and stuff. But from the time period when we're getting from Adam West, like Tim Burton was a nice segue. Did he direct all 4 of those? ones too?
No. It was Schumacher for Batman and Robin, and then
Oh, Batman and Robin.
I don't remember who did the one with Two-Face.
Batman and Robin is like they took the Tim Burton Batman and they had a baby with the Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's actually the
holy
perfect-
shit. That is a great.
And I'm talking about the live action Scooby-Doo.
That's
That's
a great
the
allegory.
perfect-
Yeah.
Like they kept the level of darkness and the corniness, but
Dude.
the style of like
See-
there's bad guys in neon suits like fighting, and you're like, this doesn't make any sense. But as a child, you're like, I don't give a shit. And you're
There are
like,
bad guys in neon suits. Dude, do you know what? I agree with you. There is a certain level of realism to like the Batman like universe that I think works really well. But I also do enjoy that kind of like Mr. Freeze is a guy who he can't survive without living in a refrigerator, and then like Poison Ivy, she makes plants become monsters, and like Bane, he juices himself. There's like a supernatural like comic booky superhero campiness to a lot of Batman, like iconic Batman villains that I think really works in like the cornier sense. So I've always wanted to see like an extended comic book universe, but in like Pixar style, where you can kind of get away with the more like crazy, like off the wall, bonkers, visually insane shit. So like Spider-Verse, but imagine like the style of Spider-Verse, but like the MCU or the DC movies, and like you get like you build up to like Justice League and shit where it gets like fucking wild and weird, but it's all animated.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that there aren't more
You mean
like 3D animated superhero
I think
movies.
the animated
Because it
stuff-
exists. I feel like it could exist so well in that medium.
What? Yeah, I guess because the animated shit usually, I mean, outside of like adult cartoons, usually is more like a youth 10 kind of audience.
Yeah.
Like they're going for the kid audience, but doing an animated series with like PG-13, the element of that, and let's say like they extend it to be as long as like the Marvel current run is. They could do some crazy stuff with that.
That'd be cool, right? I think it'd be really interesting.
Voice acting is a lot easier because you don't necessarily need everyone in the same room. You could do it remotely and stuff.
CGI
I
is
mean,
expensive.
I would be, art. See, drawing art is very,
But
very
think of
taxing.
think of like the cool art style you could do, because like if we're thinking like in a Batman, where like Gotham is such a weird city,
Yeah.
because it's like all gothic and shit, but also very modern, and like the buildings are way too high. Like like no building should be able to stand that tall. Mm-hmm. It's like just crazy shit that I feel like would pop a lot more on like a Pixar type, not even Pixar, but just like an animated style.
Maybe that's where comic books will move.
I kind of hope so. I want to see it.
Off the page, and then they just do animated. Like they just animate instead.
Something
Start uploading. So
My goodness.
something that'd be really
Really?
cool.
It's okay. It's okay.
It would be more
That'd
of
be
a short film type thing, or like a one-off, whatever. Would be. Do you guys remember the comic line where it was a Batman comic line, but it was just all black and white.
They're doing another one of those.
Are they doing another
It's
one?
literally called Batman Black and White.
Yeah, but like a short
I
film
didn't
of
know
that
that.
would be
Oh,
really
like a
cool.
noir style,
Yeah.
like black and white film where it's always like raining and shit.
Yeah.
There's like smooth jazz going on in the background.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm
That'd be
down.
sweet.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
But
feel
that'd be like more of a short film. I feel like it would be so like stylized.
You couldn't do like
wouldn't-
Sin City with Batman.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to go for too like.
A Sin City Batman movie would be really cool.
Sin City's rad, dude.
No, Sin City 2 is kind of mediocre.
It was mediocre, but Sin City 1's cool.
I never watched all of it. I watched part of it. Didn't make it through.
Yeah,
Sin City 1 was kind of cool.
it's cool.
But yeah, I see what you. I actually like. It'd be cool if DC were to go that way, because Marvel's like really into. But Marvel's going the way Marvel's going, and it's amazing. It's really cool.
It's fucking awesome.
But if like DC were to like, you know what, shit is, you know, we don't know what the fuck is going on, and we don't know what Tilly's fucking doing. You got and if they went like all like balls to the wall, like animated shit, that'd be sweet. Because they have like really good animated like short films. DC already does.
Yeah,
And shows, like their animated stuff is on point. Usually.
yeah. If they went like theatrical though and put like a little bit more budget in it and made it like instead of like clicky clacky,
She's gonna click all the way around.
she's
the
gonna.
couch.
But instead of going like the 2D like cartoony style, if they went like full 3D like Spider-Verse look,
Yeah.
or even like made their own kind of like 3D animated style, I think that could be really, I think that'd be really successful.
She needs to go out.
Tilly.
No, you
We can
just
cut
take her
this
that
out.
way.
We can cut this out.
Yep. We can cut it out.
Come on. Come on.
But that would be crazy though.
Come on, girl. Come on, girl.
Yeah, girl. Left me all alone. Just me by myself. On the set. It's for fun.
5 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, I told you.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Is for Fun podcast that is for fun. Today we're just chilling out, relaxing, shooting some people outside of school when a couple of guys were up to no good. That's us. We're the ones up to no good. Hey, I'm up to no good, Fabio.
Yeah, so that's Batman fucking Soul of the Dragon. Now that we're done talking about Batman. Now we're back. We're back! I do want to talk to you guys about another movie, though.
Please do.
Did you guys hear about the Tom and Jerry movie?
No. What?
Oh, did you guys hear about it? Oh.
Live action?
Oh,
Okay.
please tell me it's like Cats.
No, please.
Please tell
It's
me
not like
it's-
cats.
Please don't tell me Rebel Wilson is going to be a cat.
Rebel Wilson is Tom and Jerry.
It is Tom and Jerry 2021. It is, they're kind of cartoony, but also a little bit more 3D, and they're like cartoon characters in the real world, like Roger Rabbit.
Oh, okay.
Style.
That's weird, but all right. Is Spike in it?
Spike would
It's
be
not in the trailer. I hope he does.
Bummer.
I actually really like Spike and his
Is
little
Tom's
boy.
random owner in the trailer?
No.
I like Jerry's like young like nephew.
You guys
or
wanna
whatever.
see?
Oh,
That's-
he's like
That's
sidekick or
that's
whatever?
generally the art style of it.
Okay.
You guys can see it. Looks kind of medium.
Is it?
Well,
is it?
Pretty medium. The premise of the movie though is like they kind of go on their merry way and they're like, "Hey, I'm Tom, I'm Jerry. We're cool with each other."
Can I ask you something?
Shut up, Sam! Shut up! I'm explaining. Anywho, Jerry ends up moving into a hotel, and he just like lives in a hole in the
Good
wall
digs.
hotel, and is like causing a ruckus because he's Jerry. He's a little piece of shit, running around eating cheese and shit. And it's the girl from Kick-Ass, the young girl.
Oh, Chloe Grace Moretz?
That's her name. She's like the main human character, and they hire her, and they're like, "We have a mouse, or like you're the new bellboy or whatever. We have a mouse problem."
Bell woman?
And she's like, "Okay, I'll see this. I'll see this mouse problem now." And she's like, "Wow, this mouse is crazy. How? Oh, hey, let's instead of like hiring an exterminator, let's just let nature takes its course." And she hires Tom to hunt down Jerry.
So it's not weird that there's cartoon animals in this world.
How dare you to even ask that? I guess not.
So every animal's cartoon.
Yeah. So she brings Tom in, and then just cartoon hijinks, and that's like the movie basically. Tom and Jerry going at each other.
All right, that's not
cartoon-wise
as
and
bad as I would have expected.
No.
See, I suspected it would have been like Tom, like Garfield with Bill Murray, but with Tom and Jerry, and it's like Tom can talk now, Jerry can talk now.
No.
There's like a mutual bad guy they have to team up against.
No, they're definitely gonna team up at the end. I guarantee.
Maybe.
You.
Oh, I bet the hotel
against
manager
Chloe
is
Grace
evil.
Moretz.
No. She's gonna team up with them also.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a three-way.
Yep.
This movie's gonna be fucking sweet.
They're gonna team up together. Like she's gonna be like, "Oh man, you guys are actually really cool. I'm really sorry." And then they're gonna team. And the manager, yeah, he's gonna be like a piece of shit.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, the lines are starting to
movie writes
form,
itself.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're right.
Yeah. Michael Pena. You guys know that guy?
Yeah,
The guy from Ant-Man?
Yeah. I like that guy.
He's the friend in Ant-Man. That's all I... He's in a bunch of other stuff.
With
Yeah.
the van.
Yes,
Is he the
with the
dude that
van.
owns
Yeah,
the
yeah,
van?
yeah.
Yeah, he's also in this movie, and he plays like the side character again. There's a voice for Tom and Jerry. I don't know if this is the original guy.
Is it Channing Tatum?
William Hanna?
Well,
Hanna-Barbera?
Well, there is no like original. Well, there is original voice, but like original.
Film based on the characters of the same name created by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera. Yeah, okay.
Oh shit! So William Hanna is voicing. That's pretty sweet.
And he's doing the noises and stuff, which he probably originally did too, which is actually really dope.
One of the original artists for Tom and Jerry actually passed away in 2020.
That's a bummer.
Yeah,
What a
Really
legend.
can suck it.
fucking.
I like some of the original Tom and Jerry's. I've only seen a handful, but
Some
like,
of those old cartoons are just fucking masterful.
it's
just
just
watched
creative and
Yeah.
the stuff, the hijinks
Yeah,
they
dude.
get into. I wish I've seen more older cartoons.
I really enjoyed Tom and Jerry growing up. Yeah, it's a cool time. It's like it's just like different ways of them getting hurt, but
Yeah,
it's
it
like
really
so
is.
creative.
Dude,
like
but
so-
they do it.
That's
What
so
an
many ways of
insane
getting hurt.
show. Like
Yeah.
to be successful, it's literally a cat and a mouse fucking with each other,
Torturing each
for
other.
hours on end, and
sometimes
they
they team
made
up.
it fucking work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
There's a new movie coming out. Shit, that's like Tom and who doesn't know what Tom and Jerry is?
Yeah, it's really
it's a crazy
it's like
successful.
It's iconic. It's really good. The movie looks pretty medium.
Yeah,
I don't know, something about like Roger Rabbit is really good, and I think it's always the outlier. Like Space Jam is like decent in its own
Space
right,
Jam
but
is
like
awesome.
also
Space Jam is a fun watch.
Michael
Space
Jordan.
Jam's fun. Yeah.
Michael Jordan just can't act. So
How dare you,
The human
man.
cartoon
He
interaction.
should have gotten an
That's
Oscar
why he
for that
shoots,
movie.
man.
It doesn't matter.
Newman
But, like,
from
he's
Seinfeld.
He's a
is
basketball
the-
player.
like-
He's not an actor,
These
dog.
are like decent to. These are like good actors, and they're like interacting with the cartoons. They just like don't. It just didn't sell it for me in the trailer. Maybe I'm just older now, and I just don't get it.
Bill
but-
Murray was in Space Jam.
Was he really?
Is he
Yeah.
real?
Was he like Bill Murray or was
Yeah,
he like
no,
a
he
character?
played Bill Murray.
Bill Murray played Bill Murray.
Cool. All right.
And yeah, it was a good movie. I love that movie.
Well, anyway, I had no idea this was coming out. It just came up on my feed.
Can I
I'm
just
like,
bring
oh,
it back? Tim Burton's Batman
Oh,
theme
really?
song. The theme song though kills it.
That's the Danny Elfman, right?
Danny Elfman theme song, who also does the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song. I think my man's can write a good theme song.
Well, he's one of the best soundtrack. Anyway,
Oh, it's John Williams and Danny Elfman.
Yeah, this is
for me.
John Williams.
Absolutely.
John Williams.
Yeah, Danny Elfman's good.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry, fine, sure.
Yeah, no, it's.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch it.
When's
but like,
Space
I-
Jam 2 coming out?
Yeah, Space Jam 2's
Yeah,
been in
it's
the
gonna be
works
with
for a long
LeBron.
time, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember LeBron was they like had a
know,
teaser image and it's LeBron wearing the jersey, the jersey for the Looney. What's their team name called?
I
Toon
don't
Squad?
remember. Yeah, the Toon,
It's not
yeah,
that.
something like that. The
Toonsters?
Looney Squad, Toony.
Well, anywho,
Bugs'
Toon-
bitches.
he's there's somebody that's gonna be like, well, actually, anywho,
There's no.
he's
no one's
wearing the
gonna lie,
outfit,
actually.
but people like hated it, so they're like, ew. Like, everyone like flamed LeBron. For
What?
it.
Well,
What was
yeah,
people's
so-
problem with Travis Scott's Batman costume?
Oh, well, we can segue to that too. Let's talk about
We should.
Let's talk about LeBron
yeah.
first.
I'm jumping the gun.
Okay, so like there's the whole fucking thing of like the thing with LeBron is like because LeBron right now is the greatest basketball player in the league. Like no doubt about it. He's the number one basketball player.
I don't know enough about that.
But-
Well,
I don't
dispute
either.
you, so.
But there's
So I
like
agree with you.
but there's like in the 90s no doubt about it, Michael Jordan was the greatest basketball player in the NBA. So everyone is like because Michael Jordan has always been the GOAT. Like he was the GOAT since the 90s. Greatest of all time. And now LeBron, he's the GOAT also. Yeah. And now there's like these two like, if I could, like, it's so stupid. It's like people are like, no, Michael Jordan's the GOAT because, he had like, blah. And then people are like, no, LeBron's the GOAT because, blah. And it's like these, and then you hear these like dudes talk like in interviews and they're like, dude, fucking LeBron is fucking amazing. Like, he's the best. And then LeBron's like, Michael Jordan is he's the reason why I'm playing basketball right now. He's the best. It's like, they don't give a fuck. Like, it does not matter. It does not matter. Like, no one should give a fuck about that that much.
Hey, why can't they both just be good?
Oh, they can't both be good.
Why not?
Why not?
No, I don't think anyone really dispute you. It's also like an age of the league.
Well, yeah.
Like,
but like,
if Michael Jordan was playing today, he'd be a different kind of player.
Yeah, he'd be different. But it's like I feel the people that dislike the
Space Jam,
the new Space Jam movie are thinking in like basketball. They're not thinking in terms
like
of
Michael Jordan diehards.
Yeah, like Michael. They're like,
or they're just ripping on him because he's just LeBron.
Yeah, they're ripping on him like because he's LeBron. And
even
though
it's just the jersey.
Yeah, and it's just the jersey because LeBron, he didn't make that jersey. Some fucking asshole in
some studio. He's just wearing
studio,
it to get
and he just put it
Space
on.
Jam cloud.
Yeah, he just put it on, and
which
because he's the greatest basketball player right now. And
yeah,
but like I feel like people are like, Michael Jordan is better, and you're better, and
I think you're right, and from like an entertainment standpoint too, I think people are just like, oh, why didn't they bring Michael Jordan back?
Yeah,
it's like it's a new era, dude. Just give up. Just like not give up, but like move on.
Even if they wanted to, do you think Michael Jordan would want to? Like, Michael Jordan's a fucking billionaire. Do you think he would want to come back,
chill out, and do his thing?
No, Michael Jordan's gonna fucking hang out in his jacuzzi, sipping on a nice cold one.
Yeah, man.
While fucking LeBron has to go to acting sessions and like be on a set
he doesn't
and film.
acting sessions.
No, he's not gonna.
He's gonna be there.
But then,
you're
like,
right.
But yeah, and then that's gonna happen in another 20 years when they do Space Jam 3 with whoever the fuck.
I wonder if Space Jam 2 is gonna be good.
I don't know, man.
It's like Space Jam 1 is it's just fine. It's just good enough.
If you're a kid, it's awesome.
Doubts. If you're an adult, you're like, this is cool enough. Basketball.
I have my doubts.
Well, yeah,
because it's hard for a sequel to be successful like 25 years later. But I mean, Toy Story 3 was great. I thought Zoolander 2 was pretty good. Like, sequels can defy the odds, but like...
What about Toy Story 4?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. I know you said it's garbage.
It's not that it's garbage. It doesn't line up with the quality of the other 3 Toy Story movies.
Which 3 is so good.
3 is the perfect conclusion. Why did they make a 4th?
Because they're stupid. And
did you hear Evel Knievel's family is suing Keanu Reeves because he voice acted a character that's kind of like Keanu Reeves?
Why wouldn't they sue Pixar or Disney?
Yeah, I said that right.
Never mind. You misspoke one minute.
Evel Knievel's family
is suing Keanu Reeves for voicing a character that's supposed to be Evel Knievel.
Fake Evel Knievel.
Yeah, but you say Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Did I say Keanu Reeves is playing a character that's supposed to be Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
That sucks. That is so embarrassing.
It's lame.
It's live, recorded online.
Yeah, what's the deal with Travis Scott's Batman? Why are people mad about that?
He wore a Batman costume that was brown, so everyone was like giving him shit because of it.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I think it looks cool.
I don't think it
was like copper, dude.
It looked like a melted Hershey bar. It was so funny.
I don't know why.
I don't like. I'm not like. Oh, it was like terrible. Like, the dude is a millionaire. Like, he's having fun. He's having
got
a
that
good
McDonald's
time.
meal right now.
He's having that McDonald's money. He's having a good time. He's having fun. Like, it's fun. It's funny. I'm finding it funny because he looks like a melted Hershey's bar in the suit. I'm not like, oh my god, why would he do that? It's funny. It's a good time. It's a romp.
Do you know what sucked?
I mean,
it's a powwow.
He just made it brown.
Yeah.
Was it to like...
Oh, it was fine. It was cool.
It's
Do you know?
fine.
Do you know what
The suit was
sucked?
cool, but
Fucking Jaden Smith's prom Batman suit.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
That was
And
so
that
extra.
was a
He
thing?
wore
I
like
don't even. No,
he wore like,
stop it right
no,
now.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you
Oh,
right now.
damn it.
He wore like a stark white tuxedo, but over it he wore like a stark white cape and Batman helmet, and it was so extra.
you want to pull it up because I can't.
It was
I can't,
so
I can't.
dumb.
My,
I'll
my
pull it,
internet
I'll
on my
pull it.
laptop is.
Well, because his
No, we get it. You said
because
we
his
get it.
dad is a gajillionaire.
Will Smith is fucking. Jada has her own $12 billion respectively too.
Dude, they're doing a reunion, Fresh Prince
I
reunion.
think that already
episode.
happened.
It might have on HBO. Another reason to get HBO.
I heard it's just the cast members like on set just
Yeah,
talking about
that's
shit.
fucking awesome.
That's pretty cool.
That's fucking.
I like
cool.
I like Fresh Prince.
They
I
brought
don't
back.
love Fresh Prince.
They-
I don't love Fresh Prince enough to go back and watch their reunion.
Holy shit! He wore it in a music video.
Unless it's really good. If it's really good, then I take everything I say back. But I've not seen it, and
So bad.
I'm okay.
Better take that shit back.
Oh, it's a white Batman too. That's fine.
It's so bad.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't like. It's all gonna be bad unless it's a movie suit, like, or really like.
But it's
extra
just so
cosplayer.
bad. It's just extra bad.
I don't know why he wore it to his prom.
I love the fingerless gloves.
It's terrible.
my
It's so
favorite.
bad.
Fingerless gloves on superheroes doesn't make sense. Sorry,
It
fingerprints.
doesn't. You're right. It doesn't because they leave their fingerprints at crime scenes, and then everyone could identify them, and then they knew their secret identity. Yeah,
Talking
it's
about
stupid.
Will Smith from MIB. Remember when they burned off the fingertip?
I
fingerprints?
thought that was very cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't remember that.
I always loved that.
I
did they
enjoyed.
do that?
It was like an
that.
orb, and you just put your fingers on it.
Oh, shit.
And it'd burn off
And
your.
he was like, ah!
Yeah.
Wait, Jaden has a song called Batman on YouTube.
Yeah,
Or on,
he wears his Batman suit in it.
yeah, Batman, Batman, Batman. Joker put me on acid. That's the first 3 lines. I've not heard that. I have not listened to really any of Jaden's music. He just released a new song for the Miles Morales Spider-Man game, though.
Miles Morales.
He
Dude,
does the theme
that
song
skin
for
that
it,
you
so.
showed me, where it's like the animated movie, but
Yeah.
it does like the movements from the movie, is so. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
showed
yeah.
Fabio
It's
that.
so fucking
It's
cool.
rad.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know,
really
there's
cool.
the Spider-Man game, and they just released the Spider-Man Miles Morales. So it's like the game 1.0, or sorry, 1.5. But they added a suit from the Miles Morales Spider-Man movie, and that's an animated movie, and it's kind of in like 20 frames a second, kind of. It's like staticky moving. And so when you wear the suit in the game, it's also static moving. And so it looks like the movie animations when you're like swinging around and like throwing your punches at guys and stuff. And it also pops up with the really cartoony like pow and bang sounds and stuff. And so it's really, really cool. And you wouldn't think, you're like, oh, it's a lower frame rate. You gamer mode comes on and you're like, this sucks and shit. But it's
so good,
actually,
though.
it's stylized to a point where it's really cool. I really like it.
I wasn't like the biggest. Like I thought Spider-Verse was like really solid. I didn't really quite understand why everybody was like, "Oh, this is the best superhero movie ever made." It felt kind of generic to me, but like that movie's got fucking style, dude. That movie looks great.
Well, I
yeah.
think that's
It
why
looks
everyone
so
like
good.
was so attached to it, because it's so good to do that with Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like to make it so like Spider-Man is a very stylized
True.
superhero. That it, like if you were to do it and do it right in a movie, it's like whoa. Like we were saying earlier with Batman. Batman is also very like can be stylized, and I think they did it right with the Miles Morales multiverse.
I think they did too.
And that's why people like attached to that movie so well, and praised it so much, and rightfully so. I think it was a very good movie.
Well, I also thought they did a good job with like it's a kid's movie, and they did a kid coming into his own and becoming a superhero, and
Yeah.
that's like that just speaks to me. Just on a
I mean,
kid
that's
level.
just
when
classic.
you really
superhero
break down
shit, yeah.
superheroes, it's for the kids, and when you have a kid coming up, and and especially it's not a white kid too. You're gonna throw the race
Well,
card and stuff into
I feel
it.
like
and stuff.
they did
It's just it's a good job.
in terms of that, like becoming the hero, becoming the person that everyone looks to. They do a better job in that one movie than in any of the Tom Holland or any
I think so too.
Tom
actually,
Holland Spider-Man being
I think
like
they're
I
taking,
really like
I think they're taking 3 movies to do
like
Tom
I
Holland.
yeah like I really like Tom Holland.
Yeah, we can't
Spider-Man.
really quite say it yet because it's not concluded. But I agree with you.
He's
I
a,
think
he's
I
a
think, I
really
think they
cool
did
Spider-Man.
it better. Yeah.
He's not Spider-Man yet though. Like
Yeah.
no one is looking to him. He's looking.
yeah.
But like I feel like at the end of that Miles Morales, like he grew so much as a character and became he was like, hey, this is my city now. New York.
Yeah.
I'm Spider-Man.
Dude,
Well, the whole thing is like because Peter Parker is the original Spider-Man. So when you get Miles Morales, he's like, I'm not Spider-Man. But the whole thing of it is like, it doesn't fucking matter who's behind the mask.
Yeah.
You're Spider-Man.
Well,
You're
that's-
Spider-Man, and that's what's cool about it. And that's what I really like about it. It's
I
like,
thought that was
someone
one
else
of-
can come into the picture and be like, I'm Spider-Man. He's like, no, I can't be Spider-Man. He's like, no, you got to be your own version of Spider-Man and stuff. And he gets the black suit with the red spray paint logo and stuff, and he becomes Spider-Man. It's cool. I love that so much. I fucking love it. I love the kids too. I've seen images online that's too. It's like just kids that are like little black kids that are just like I got a Spider-Man that looks like me and shit. And they're wearing the
That's
suit
so
and
cool,
stuff.
dude. Yeah.
And it's like, it just fucking, it tugs at every heartstring in me for like loving comic book characters and stuff.
Dude.
It gets me so much. I love it so much.
Dude, for me,
And
it's,
Miles Morales is a cool character, and I want him to come into the MCU and have 2 Spider-Mans and stuff. I just want it all.
make a fucking Miles Morales movie with Donald Glover as the villain. Make him Prowler, because he is.
Wasn't there like a rumor of
No.
Tom?
In Tom Holland's, the first Tom
Spider-Man.
Holland movie,
Yeah.
Childish Gambino was Aaron Morales, which is the Prowler, which is like Miles Morales' like uncle but
yeah.
arch nemesis.
Yeah.
Which is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Can I...
Well, anywho, hang on. Wait, back to the Spider-Verse
Yeah.
for a second, though. Like, we're talking about, like, all the meaning behind it, but, like, on top of the dope-ass, like, style and stuff, and I think that's why people really like that movie.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
great style. It's... Can I be honest for a second? It's
Be honest.
very hard for me to accept, like... There was a long time, and they still try to do it nowadays, where it's like, they try to get away from, like, oh, Bruce Wayne was Batman, but now it's like someone else. It's like Dick Grayson or someone. Like, someone always tries to take the mantle. It's so hard for me to fucking accept that shit, because it's like, nah, Bruce Wayne's Batman, Clark Kent's Superman, Peter Parker's Spider-Man. But, like, for Miles Morales, it's like, all right, I'm cool with that. Like, you, of all the people that have kind of, like, earned the deserving, because Miles Morales fits a lot of, like, what Peter Parker fits. He's, like, except he's, like, he's more modern. Because, like, Peter Parker was, like, a scrawny, nerdy white kid who defied the odds and became this, like, great, strong hero, but he still had to hide that because he cared about the people around him, so he had to keep pretending to be, like, a scrawny white kid. So bullies would still pick on him, and he'd still be, like, the underdog, but, you know, he'd still throw a mask on and defend the people that would kick him down, because that's what he had in him. Miles Morales is kind of that, but more fitting to a modern day, and he's also, he just fits so many more, like, facets of what people relate to now, which I think is very important. And as far as, like, what Spider-Man needs to be, he fits that more than a lot of other of these legacy characters that have kind of tried to take the mantle from other heroes. I think Miles Morales fits that with Spider-Man very well.
Well, because they
which
do
is
it.
cool. And also,
they-
he's just cool. He's a cool character.
Yeah.
I like Miles.
Well, they do it so right with that, because like when you do it with such a figurehead in a franchise or in a universe, like you have to go with your A game. You can't go into it wanting to change the character, or in this case more so the identity of the character, just for the sake of changing it. Like, you have to have a game plan. You have to go in there with intent of, like, this. You have to go in there like Miles Morales has to be as good or better than Peter Parker, fitting the Spider-Man mold.
Which is so hard.
Or like the same with Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent, whatever. But like I agree with you. I feel like Miles Morales is the only alternative to the original that fits that, either like is at the same level or better, because you have to do that.
Well,
If
dude,
you don't do that,
I
there's no
think I
point
agree.
of doing that.
They've tried for
He's
years.
a little different too. He's got his own like,
He's different,
style.
yeah.
He's got,
Oh,
he's
dude,
like, he's like lightning
his fucking
webs
suit
and
is so
The
good.
lightning
cloaking
webs are
and
really
stuff.
cool.
So he's got his
And
own little
camouflage,
like
yeah,
twist
dude.
on Spider-Man, which I
Ah.
like too. So he's not just a copy paste.
Yeah.
He's not just a different character wearing the red and red
Oh,
and blue
dude, his
He makes it
fucking
his own.
suit is
He's
so
a very
good.
similar
It's
character.
so good.
I guess from like relatable kid character becomes adult superhero character. We're really just simplifying it and stuff. But he has his own twist on it and stuff. And I'm sure they're very different personality wise. And I haven't read enough the comic books or in the movie. I don't know. Never mind.
Do you know the thing?
I don't know the characters that well enough, I guess.
Do you know who I think really has kind of earned that legacy too? Like again, it's very hard for me to like wrap my head around, just because I've like grown up with a lot of these characters, so it's like so hard to imagine like, oh, Batman, but he's not Bruce Wayne. It's like it's shit like that. But dude, X-23 being Wolverine is so good.
Oh, is it?
So good. Yeah, X-23 like wore the yellow and blue like Wolverine suit for a while, and she like was Wolverine.
Oh, nice.
Well,
They're very... I don't know how that plays
I don't know.
out.
I
I've
just
never read a comic
thought
book.
like as far as like a character who deserved to like step into that role.
You guys are gonna have to
X-23
carry
was,
it, by the way.
so good.
I'm gonna pee real fast.
Yeah, like I
Sorry.
like I said earlier, it's like you have to not only like it has to be as good or better. Like you can't change something just for the sake of changing it.
Yeah.
Like I really like the I forgot his name, but he was in the animated Justice League, but Green Lantern.
Oh, Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. He's
For me, that's Green Lantern. Like
it's so hard to
me-
pick between the two because they're both so good.
yeah, but it's like those two are Green Lantern. For me, I prefer, the one that I grew up with, obviously from the Justice League. But it's like you can't, and they didn't do that with him. Like they didn't, compromise. Like they were changing him because they felt this character was gonna do well in this universe, and they had a good story to to give for for the overarching story, and it works out when that happens.
Oh, it totally does, dude. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of characters that it's crazy because you don't realize that they are kind of the second or third version of a character. You're just like go into it being like, oh yeah, this is like Green Lantern, and then you learn it's like, oh shit, like there was this white dude that was Green Lantern before. It's like, oh, who gives a shit? Like this is my Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Which I agree with you, dude. I grew up with Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart's like, for me, I'm also like admittedly that guy that's just so like loyal to comic originals that it's like, oh, and I also like Hal Jordan as a character a lot just because I think he has a lot to bring to the table. Which is like Jon Stewart, man, that was like my Green Lantern growing up. Like he was the Justice League, like the team for DC. He was that Green Lantern for me.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Hi.
The pee was awesome. Thank you for asking.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah,
dude.
Jon Stewart's my Green Lantern just from the cartoon.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah,
But also Barry Allen and Wally West are very interchangeable for me. I haven't read enough of their indistinguishable comics.
Wally
but they've
West-
kind of melded versions of the characters into both that I feel like it's all fucked now.
Wally West was literally the Flash and the only Flash for like 30 years in the comics.
But I feel like they just took the original, well, not the original, but the Barry Allen one, and just kind of took things from Wally West and are tossing it into the Barry Allen now.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, Barry Allen is... Well, there was one original Flash, then Barry Allen was the modern red suit Flash. And then they killed him off, and then his sidekick, which is Wally West, took over, and he was the red suit Flash for like a fucking stupid amount of time. And then they relaunched everything, and then Barry Allen became it again, with Wally West becoming the sidekick again. And so a lot of the tropes from the character just kind of it melded between two people, depending on what medium
Dude.
you watch them in. It's fucking comic books. Don't even get started. It is
You
so
guys-
much. Watch the movies and you'll get the gist.
Do you guys know what Kingdom Come is? I know you do. Do you know what Kingdom,
Kingdom
Come
Come
is?
is awesome.
No.
You know Injustice, right? Like the
Yeah.
the fighting game, how it's like Batman v Superman and like a modern. Kingdom Come is like, imagine a world set like 20 to 30 years in the future where Batman and Superman are like in their 60s to 70s. they're like old. Like Batman literally has to wear like an exoskeleton because his bones have been so fucked up because he's been punched so many times.
I know a little bit. I know a little bit about this. Okay.
And Superman's like aged up, and it's a world where there's like new superheroes coming into the foray that are like teenagers and like young like 20-something-year-olds, and they're all like violent as shit because the world's become a lot like darker and like less cartoony since like Batman was just like punching the Riddler in the face. And it's a story where like in that world all of the new age superheroes are like so almost villainous themselves that all of the old heroes have to come back in and be like, fuck you guys, you're doing this wrong. Back in my day, it was way better, and we used to just punch colorful spandex wearing villains in the jaw, and they went to jail. But
and then they'd break out. And then
yeah,
throw 'em back in the jail, and then break out again.
but
We loved it.
It becomes like such a conflict that it ends up like Batman creates like his team, and Superman creates his team, and they end up clashing with each other. And like the villains are also like behind the scenes. Like Lex Luthor has like Shazam, and he has Shazam going fuck up Superman. Anyways, it's a bunch of weird shit. But it's where was I going with this? How do we start?
Where are you going?
Miles Morales.
Oh no, it's the Flash. There's the Flash. There's
in
that world they introduce like a bunch of like futuristic versions of heroes, and like in that future, like Batman he's just Bruce Wayne, but again he's like so fucked up that he can't be Batman anymore. So he creates like a bunch of Batman android drones that like patrol the city, so crime is like basically non-existent. And there's a version in that future where it's the Flash, but he's all of the other Flashes. It's like Wally West, Barry Allen, Jay Garrick have all like they've all been flashing for so long that they essentially like melded into the Speed Force, and the current Flash is just like a conglomeration of all of them, and he's just like a vibrating red like silhouette, and you don't know who he is because he's kind of just like a meld of all three.
Okay.
It's fucking weird, man. It's weird.
He's literally just a red blur.
But dude,
he's so fast and he's multiple flashes that he can just stop crime like immediately as it's happening because he's just everywhere basically. It's fucking stupid.
It becomes one.
That comic book is also one of my favorite parts of that comic book, outside of it just being dope, is that they end up having a scene where like all like a bunch of superheroes fight also a bunch of superheroes, and so they just have like silhouettes of people like punching each other.
Dude.
And if you look at the background characters, even though it's a DC comic book, they have Marvel characters fighting each other. So you can like see Captain America like throwing punches and shit in the background, and like Iron Man like shooting lasers and stuff. It's weird.
Dude, there's a shot where it's like dozens of superheroes like all like super tiny like running into the foray, but at the front of them it's like Captain America, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Iron Man just like standing there. It's like, what the fuck? But dude, if you
were just thrown in there as like, hey, salute.
If you want good reads, that comic is fucking like genuinely very stellar.
Yeah, that's
it gets real like philosophical and shit. Because like the whole time while this like conflict is going on, there's like a normal guy who I think he's like died or something. He died in like the conflict or something, and he's, you know, the Spectre.
Yeah.
He's literally just having like a heart to heart with the Spectre, and they're just talking about like world philosophies
Spectre's
in
awesome.
the background the whole time, and like shit's just going wild around them, and they're just like saying like, oh, why the fuck is he doing that? Why the fuck is he doing that? And I was like, I don't know. It's awesome. It's so good.
I love your description of the Spectre. It was like shit goes wrong, they send Superman, he loses, they send everybody loses, then they have to climb up a mountain to a cabin where the Spectre is like in a cloak, and they're like, hey buddy, we need you. And then he's like, I retired a long time ago. And they're like, no, you don't understand. It's like, shit's crazy this time. And he's like, well, I guess just this one more time.
One last job. One last ride.
But he's also
literally
just so
like
super
that.
powerful that he's a piece of shit. So he's like, yeah, but I knew they were gonna come because I could see that far.
He's just like jerking off, just knowing he's like, oh, they're gonna fucking come to me.
And I'll be like, well, I guess I'll do it.
I'm tired. It's literally like that every time, though. He's their last resort. Anyways,
This anyone who wants to look into the Spectre, he's basically God. He is so like powerful and in the inner workings of the universe so deep level that it's just there's no definition for his powers or anything. But he's just a normal guy from like Brooklyn or something.
Yeah, I think he's like
he
a
just
cop.
dies
I
and
think
it
he's
comes
just
to
a
eye.
cop.
It's so weird. Spectre's dope though.
Spectre's cool. He's a little too powerful though.
No, yeah.
There are people who complains like, oh yeah, Superman's too powerful, and then you get into like the characters that are like actually too powerful, and it's
he's
just
like
fucked.
so Superman is like physically super powerful, but like that's the thing, he's physically super powerful. So there is a way around that, you know, like
Well, the mental
magic
superpower
or
and shit.
yeah, like there's ways to work with that, but then you get like the Spectre to where he just breaks the universe and like, oh, there we go, the story is fine, it's okay, the good guys win, they got the Spectre on the side. It's okay,
Arnold?
it's okay. Do Pop Iron. Yes.
Yeah, to,
But it's like-
balance those characters, you need to you need to ground them to like rules of the universe.
Yeah,
Like
but,
you can't fuck with it, because if you fuck with it, then you're fucking with the universe, and that's just not okay.
Yeah, but like, does that happen though? Like, does
I'm
like
sure. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard the Spectre in like a couple mediums, and so I'm like, wow, this guy's awesome because he's just fucking in everything and powerful. And
Well,
stuff.
it also
But
depends on
I
like,
haven't read comic books like the Spectre comic books if that exists.
oh, I don't even fucking know.
Spectre issue 431, where the Spectre.
And I'm
Where
sure
the
they're like,
Spectre finds a penny on the street and he's like, wow, it's my lucky day.
And then he masturbated.
On the penny. He came on Abe Lincoln's face.
He didn't even wash his hands. Gross motherfucker.
Fucking,
I don't need to watch my hands. I'm the Spectre.
I'm the Spectre, Bob Iron.
Pump Iron. It really depends on like who's writing it though, because there's
That's
been writers where
also
like
a
Superman
good-
gets
good
punched by like a
point.
normal dude and he's like, well, that kind of hurt, and then there's like Superman gets put in a fucking like testing machine where he like bench presses the weight of the earth for 10 days straight and he like breaks one drop of sweat. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, it does actually very depend on the artist
That's
or the writer.
And the Spectre's just like some ghost dude who can like walk through walls, or he's like, oh, he's the right hand of God and he can fucking snap the universe out of existence.
Yeah.
I know,
and,
just-
and
it
they
depends.
retcon shit all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck, man. They don't give a fuck.
I know we've talked about it like multiple times, but like my favorite like ideal of, and it's still kind of vague also, but like the strength of Superman is like in his description is like it's for me being here on Earth, it's like everything's made out of cardboard.
Yeah.
Like for
Dude,
me,
it's so
that's
good.
that's a good like level of powerful for Superman. To where like
You could
someone-
like lean on a wall too hard and
yeah,
just bust through.
like if you go over to cardboard and you could rip it up, but then if you have too many like layers of cardboard, you gotta
It's
get
like
some
too much.
scissors or whatever.
You're getting a knife.
It's such a good It's like, oh, you got some concrete. Yeah, it's like, you got
Yeah.
some steel. Yeah, it's like, oh, you got something like thick steel. It's like,
Yeah, but you still get through that.
You still get through it
because it's
eventually,
cardboard.
at the end of the day, it's just
At the
fucking
end of it,
cardboard.
it's cardboard. But like I like that idea of like he's living in a world of cardboard. That like I understand. Like I could put myself in that situation.
That's like a feasible strength.
Apart from the eye
There
lasers
was
and
a
The eyes in the flying.
sorry, cardboard. Are you done?
No, I'm done. Yeah, I
Okay.
finished a long
There was a movie.
Are you done?
I just don't want to interrupt him. I just want to interrupt his train of thought. There was a movie about somebody and sorry, like dudes living in a flat. One dude makes a box fort, and they're like, "Wow."
Dave builds a. Oh, it's like Dave builds a something. I know what you're talking about.
So anyway, he builds like a box
Dave
fort,
builds
and they're
a
like, "Well,
labyrinth.
why has this guy been in this box fort so long?" And they walk into and it's a cardboard like Minotaur labyrinth.
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
I never saw that movie,
I
but I
wa-
wanted
I-
to.
I- saw that movie.
Did you see
Did
it?
you?
Was
Is
it
it good?
good?
I saw it with my cousin. It's a
It's
a
kind
fun
of
ride.
it's kind of indie-ish, right?
it's an
Oh
indie
yeah,
movie.
I expected
Like
that.
go into the movie being like, this is an indie movie. It's a good indie movie. Saying
I
that
just want to see for the sets almost. Alone.
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's they like
Dave builds a fort or something.
Dave
like
builds a labyrinth.
that. Labyrinth. Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a fun movie. There's like they play off the like paper mache, cardboard style, to where I'm pretty sure like even the Minotaur is like It's like it's a dude, but like his
Wearing
armor
mache.
is cardboard.
Cardboard
Nice.
armor.
Yeah.
That's
I like
sweet.
that.
Like
Nice.
it's a lot of cool. It's cool like stuff like that. It's
Nice.
really well stylized.
That's cool.
And
That's what I know
for
for that.
and like enough money went into that movie to make it a fun ride.
Sweet. Okay.
So
That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
anyone who
Well, that's the
watch,
Is for Fun recommendation movie of the week.
watch it. Yeah.
Movie recommendation of the week.
Yeah.
Did we ever finish that show, Tommy, that was like Love, Death, and Robots?
Yeah, we did.
We
Yeah.
did?
No.
Okay. That show was
That was
fucking
a
weird,
Netflix
man.
show.
Do you know what that was?
It was every episode was a different animator or animation team, and they all had shorts, and all they had to do was reference robots. Or all they had to do was reference Love, Death, and Robots. And they, otherwise, they could do whatever the fuck they want with it. So each episode is like a 6-minute to 30-minute short,
It
depending.
was very strange.
Yeah, some of them were really good. Some of them were like, "This is bonkers," and some of them were like, "This is boring." And but it was cool. It's a cool ride.
It's a weird ride, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys, anyone listening wants to check it out, but we've
Yeah,
hit,
I-
hit about an hour. I don't know if you guys want to call it now.
Yeah, we should probably call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have to piss? Is that why?
Oh, I'm actually
No,
chilling.
okay. I'm kidding. I'm
I'm
kidding.
gonna pee so bad.
Yeah, man, that was
Well, Yeah, we talked a lot about superheroes, so
Don't we always, though?
it was a fun cast.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. I just wanted to say that anyone watching this episode is our superheroes because you gave us a nice listen.
Yeah, you did.
That's
And
pretty
we really
sweet, dude,
appreciate
but
it.
also, that's fucking lame.
Alright. Well, fuck Sam. But remember, if you were watching this on or if you're listening to this on the audio platforms, we are on YouTube as well. We do other stuff like Nosh City, where we do dumb stuff with food. We're getting into some gaming stuff too. If you're watching this on the video, we are also on audio platforms like Spotify and iTunes. So check us out there if you'd just rather listen to us rather than watch us talk to each other, drinking beers and doing whatever. And again, like last episode that we said, we might be taking a little bit of a holiday break, so you might not see us for a few weeks, but we will be back. Some of us are going out of town, or maybe some of us that are in town will film stuff while we're here. We don't know yet.
We're gonna play it by ear.
We're playing it by ear, but thank you for listening and checking us out. I've been your host, Tommy.
I've been your host, Tommy.
And I've been your host, Tommy.
All right. You can always count on the boys like you can always count on the Is for Fun podcast. And that's been it.
That's been it.
Such a constipated.
Cool. Good.
Good casts, boys.
I don't know if we hit an hour on that one. Maybe it might have been about
Roughly.
50 minutes.
Good
But I'm cool with it.
casts.
It was a good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you made it to the end of the Is for Fun podcast, you son of a bitch. Thank you, and congratulations for making it to the end of another lovely time with Sam, Tom, and Fabio. If you want to check out more of us, we are on YouTube, got all sorts of funny shit there. If you want more funny shit, some weird shit too, we got some sexy shit. Check us out on social media if you don't want to look at our faces, because you're fucking sick of looking at us. I get it, I'm sick of looking at these bozos every single day. Check us out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anywhere else you get your audio content. Thank you for watching the Is for Fun podcast. We'll see you next time. God damn it.